All right. Who's in your dream foursome?
Dream foursome. Oh wow, I would say Michael Jordan, because I have a Michael Jordan tattoo on my leg. He was at Cabot like 2 weeks before I was there, and potentially was gonna be there, or whatever. They're like, "Hey, if you see him, don't approach him." And I'm like, "So I shouldn't have him sign my Michael Jordan tattoo?"
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast. Jonathan, how's it going today? Nice hoodie. We both got our zero restriction
We do.
TKO hoodies on, and you're looking mighty sharp today.
Mine isn't quite branded with Lido. Humble brag over there. Mine is just little best ball.
Much more valuable logo there.
The best ball logo?
Absolutely.
Whenever we get our golf course, and this is
anybody could go buy this one.
That's
and
true.
I encourage you to do that if you get a chance to go play the Lido. Go, of course, buy some zero restriction gear.
This is one of one. One of one. I got black, you have a blue one.
Yep.
If you want your own, Best Ball 20 gets you 20% off at all of our stores, which they're not our stores. It's Summit Golf Brand, Zero Restriction,
Yeah.
Beach Ratty, Fairway and Green. No, I mean, another good interview, another thing that my brain just decides, maybe I should start a drone business, because we just talked to Cody about his drone world in the golf space, and it started my brain a churning, because I've got teenagers. Like, you guys can figure out technology. Maybe we can make some money and pay some of your bills.
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to. I've brought that up to Archie a few times as well, because during COVID, a neighbor who owns a running company asked if Archie'd ever flown a drone, and I said no. He said, "Does he want to learn?" And so he had like a DJI Mavic 3, I think, and for the running store, and brought it over. Archie started playing around with it, and Archie did a few, and then I actually went out and flew the drone for a few races for him, which was a lot of fun. And then I took it to Landman, threw it up there, and do you start a drone business? I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting to think through from a business perspective. If you want to skip this part instead of the golf part, it could be interesting to see what sort of niche industries are out there that could utilize that type of services. Especially, again, you'll listen in the podcast, because I nerded out for a few minutes, that there are things that are more than just taking pictures and having a video. They've got heats, they've got imagery, they've got mapping, they've got all kinds of stuff. So surely there clearly are industries that need this type of work done. So if you didn't during COVID start brewing your own beer or slow roasting your own coffee, maybe you could catch up and 5 years later start at your own deal.
Yeah. Well, Cody started learning about it during school. And he was there when drones were first taken off, no pun intended. And he's turned it into a business, and he's done quite well with it. Had an opportunity to meet him at Sand Valley during the Commons preview event, but great guy. He's got a company that, outsources basically drone pilots all over. So check them out. A lot of stuff, but you guys, you'll hear more about it during the interview. Well, Jonathan already mentioned our friends at Summit. Use BestBall 20 at any of the Beach Ratty Zero Restriction Fairway and Green. You can get stuff like this, our TKO hoodies, which I still think might be one of my favorite things. We talk about the everyday best from Beach Ratty, but the TKO
everyday
hoodie is pretty awesome. So
yeah,
thankful for those guys. Also thankful for Western Birch, our friends there. We've got great golf tees that we've been scattering all over the place whenever we get a chance to play. You can get yours customized with your logo, kind of like Midwest Aerial Productions. You could get some of those, Cody, with your logo and colors that you want, and scatter those wherever you're out doing your photography. So many thanks to Lewis and the team at Western Birch. Jonathan, any final thoughts before we jump into this episode?
I'm for real probably going to go charge my drone today. That's probably the best part about our job right now, is that we get to meet all these people who do interesting things. And then, man, if you ever think there's running out of ideas on how to do life, just go back and listen to all of our podcasts. There's so many folks that have just found a passion and a place sometimes unrelated to golf, that eventually gets them back home to that first tee. And so just incredible opportunities. So
Yeah, if you like golf and stories about people doing interesting things in and around the game, then this is a good podcast to listen
it
to.
is. Yep.
It is a good podcast to listen to. Well, we're wrapping up season 3. It's been a lot of fun, but y'all enjoy this episode with Cody Retlich of Midwest Aerial Productions. Today's guest is Mr. Cody Retlich. I didn't think I'd butcher the first
You were worried about the last
I was
name.
worried about the
wasn't
last
worried about
name,
the last
and I
name.
can't. I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, all right, I pronounce it. Cody. Welcome.
Thanks, Robbie. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's good to have you. So Cody and I met at. I mean, I had followed Midwest Aerial, the work that you do. Did not know the man behind the account, and got to meet you at Sand Valley at the preview event for the Commons, which was a lot of fun, and we got to tee it up together and play Sedge Valley. But man, we appreciate you jumping on the Whole Story podcast with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it. We had fun out there. We didn't. I mean, I speak for myself. I didn't play the best at Sedge, but I love being out there. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's a
it doesn't
special
matter.
place.
Yeah, it is a very special place. It was my first time, and I was trying to learn from you and Paul, who had been there before. And we had our guy Victor there navigating us around the course. But a lot of fun. Before we talk more about Sand Valley and about your businesses that you awesome drone photography and the stuff that you do there with Midwest Aerial, we always back it up with our guests to like, when did you get into golf? When did you start playing? When was the first time you put a club in hand?
Really, I honestly don't know. My uncle, he used to be a PGA Tour instructor. He kind of went through the ringer with that, like traveling all over. He actually was like doing it on like Princess cruise ships back in the day. And like he would be like going to all these beautiful Caribbean areas and like would get off and play these awesome courses and like just, be giving golf lessons on these cruise ships for a while. He did that for quite some time, but like him and my grandpa really got me into golf. My grandpa was like always golfing. Like it was never a question of if he was there. It was just like how long was he there? How many holes was he playing that day? So at that point, it was just me kind of picking it up, swinging. I played a lot of sports growing up, but I always gravitated towards golf just as one that was so much fun. And I just because you could never you can never perfect it unless you're Scotty Scheffler or Tiger Woods, but like it's just something that I've always drawn to. So played throughout high school, actually then, started the club golf team at the college that I went to with a buddy of mine because they didn't have a team there. So we're like, you know what? They don't even have a club team. Like, come on, we got to get this going. So we started that there. Worked at a golf course throughout my entire right when I honestly could work, I was working at a golf course in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin called Quickwioc, which is a really cool little track as well. They got 27 holes there, but like fun little track. And, started in the industry, I would say there, just picking range and working at the desk and doing all kinds of stuff. And, but yeah, that's kind of, I don't really know exactly when it started. It was pretty early on, but never really stopped playing. Let's just put it that way.
You start listing all these things, and my first question really is, have you ever had a real job, or have you just like hung around golf and done all these things and one thing led to another?
I mean, I had one real job, I would say, in maybe two. That, out of college, I was an entrepreneurship major, professional sales minor. So I was like, I know I want to run my own business. I had no idea what I was going to do, but I'm like, whatever, let's go for entrepreneurship, appease my parents to go to college and have some fun and whatever. But I worked in sales for 2 years after school, but actually quit that job after 2 years to caddy at Whistling Straits and start my drone business while I was caddying at Whistling Straits. So me and a buddy were like, I saw a post. I grew up 15 minutes from the Straits. So I was like, had always been around there. My same uncle, actually, that was the PGA instructor and teaching and stuff, he caddied at the Straits. probably 10 years before that, and then he picked it back up and went back there like 2 years prior to that. So he was there at the time. He's like, "Hey, I know you're kind of hating your life working in sales right now. You want to start this business?" Like, they're interviewing. I was like, "Dude, let's do it." And my other buddy was ready to quit anyway, so we're like, "Yeah, screw it, let's go for it." So, yeah, then did that while I was starting the business up.
On
Inquiring, I want to know what were you selling? Just like
Oh, man,
curiosity
it
kills
was
the cat.
good stuff, good stuff. Uh, it was like a technology company, they called themselves, but we were selling copiers and printers and, like,
Easy. There it is.
website services and IT, and, like, they said they did it all, and honestly, they blew up. They're all over. They sponsor, like, crazy sporting events, and they have a field down in Illinois for AAA baseball, but, like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, not for me.
Every good person sells copiers at some point in their life, right, Robbie?
absolutely. Yeah, Jonathan and I, we could talk copiers. We could do
You
Heck
did that
yeah.
as well?
a copier
Yeah, that's
sales
where we
podcast.
met.
Yes.
That's where
That's
Robbie was my
awesome.
boss.
No way.
Yeah.
And Jonathan hated life then too.
We
Oh,
all,
man.
there was a slight, yeah, all of us sort of hated a little bit of it.
Yeah, you,
That's
you do
so
copier
good.
sales to realize you want to do something else, but
Anything else?
anything else. Well, you said you started your drone business then, and you and I talked a little bit while we were playing Sedge Valley, but that wasn't your first experience with drones. You got to do that a little bit during college, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was, like I said before, I was an entrepreneurship major. Um, in a class that I was in, there was a drone company that was starting up. It was more in the agricultural space, and this was, a while ago, 15 years ago. So it was like not really ready for the agricultural industry to like fly drones and like just get over that stigma from the, old school mindset of what a farmer is used to and that generation. But I was on the market research team for that company for this class, which was, in hindsight, just the perfect spot for me to be, because this new industry was about to emerge, and literally all I did was research drones for this company. Like, that's all I did. So it was money, because I could just sit there and kind of skew my research to the stuff that I was also loving, and just kind of saw the writing on the wall that this would be an industry that I wanted to be in. So it kind of just happened.
I love it. So then you, as you started, was Midwest Aerial, was that the name of it as you began?
Yeah, so Midwest Aerial Productions, MAP is the
Right.
acronym for it. Literally was the first name I ever thought of. I knew I didn't want to hone into like a Wisconsin name and be just very hyper local. I wanted to just kind of be a little bit more widespread. And I love the Midwest. I've grown up here. I've lived here my whole life. I love the people. I love everything about it. So it was like, Midwest, let's go with the Midwest name. And then I was like, Ariel. I was like, oh shit, I'm going here. I'm going somewhere with this. And then it was like a P. I'm like, all right, production, photography, whatever. And there actually had already been a Midwest aerial photography company, but they did it out of airplanes. So I was like, all right, this spells map. Let's go with productions, because I liked video. I wanted to be production-ish space and kind of start in the video world. And it just so happened that that was literally like one of the first names I thought of.
Now, you're obviously on here because you do your drone photography and productions for golf courses, but it's not like you haven't also had to do other things, right? So, like, you sort of cut your teeth in different places, or did you just start cold calling golf courses to get yourself off the ground?
No, I mean, the golf stuff really didn't really start taking off and for like the last few years. Like in the beginning, I was just testing different industries, different markets, trying to find people to not hang up on me when I talked about drones, because it's like they didn't know what you're gonna what do I get from that? Like, what kind of data can I get? What's the cost for that? All this stuff, right? It was so new that it was just an education process of like, what is a drone? Like, let's start there. Like that, it was very basic at the beginning. So I was working in construction sites doing aerial progress mapping and monitoring and, stuff like that, and real estate, and got out of real estate, but like still do some with some clients. But those are like my first two industries that I'm like, all right, let's tap into this. And then we started getting into like insurance claims for, you know, roof inspections and then doing cell tower 3D modeling and mapping. And the business kind of shifted for me doing stuff during COVID to more of a brokerage model, because like everyone was hiring drone pilots for like getting eyes on their property or inspections and things like that. So the brokerage side of the business really blew up, and I created a network of drone pilots very fast. It was like 5,000 in like a year. And you know, that was during COVID, so I could just research and call people because everyone was at home, so they were answering and they were picking up, and it was great. But yeah, now it didn't start with golf, and then it just kind of started picking back up in the last few years with golf.
You just used an interesting word though, because whenever most people think drones, you think about like the $400 deal you get for your kid, right? And you put a phone on it and you go around and then you forget about it and it sits, as it turns out, in my rec room where I haven't used it for the last probably year and a half or more. You said data though. I'm curious, completely separate from golf. I'm gonna nerd out for a second. Where,
So
what do you mean data? Like, what data are you capturing? I mean, there's images and stuff, but are you like able to add filters and do things that are literally grabbing? Like,
oh
talk
yeah.
about that. I'm
Well,
I'm
I mean,
excited now.
this could be a whole nother like episode and conversation, and you know, I have a podcast too where we talk about some of this stuff with some pilots, but like, I mean, you can get crazy in depth, right? You can create 3D models and you can create
Wow.
orthomosaic maps and, you know, thermal imaging of finding people or animals or deer, or, you know, you can do some wild stuff. But the data you can capture all the geodata of locations. You can create stockpile measurements. So, like, for example, if I'm on a construction site and they have a pile of dirt over there, right? I could fly a drone, map that pile of dirt, and I could tell you down to really centimeter level accuracy of square
Come
centimeter
on.
of like how much is in of dirt is in that pile, right? Or gravel or whatever they have. So again, during COVID, when inventory and, you know, shipping times and logistics were all messed up, they wanted to know that stuff 2 months in advance of, hey, do we have enough fill for this landfill, or do we have enough
Huh.
gravel for this job site, whatever it was. So they knew ahead of time and they could get, you know, stuff ordered. But yeah, that's just a few small things, but you can capture some crazy amounts of data with drones. It's not just photos and videos.
Has the golf world embraced that yet? Because I was just
Yep.
like, you start thinking about that, and I'm like, man, I'm an architect and I'm going in to build a space, or I'm looking for a piece of land to build a golf course before you come in and make it look pretty and do all the videos and the music and stuff, but rather,
Yep.
like, is this 45 acres even going to work?
I would say most architects, if they're not using drones, they should be, but they are. A majority of the architects are using drones now to map the property first, and
Wow.
understand elevation changes and like how much actual dirt they have potentially in an area that they could maybe create mounds or create these visuals off the tee that maybe aren't there. I know I have a buddy in the industry as well. That he actually does it for like turf management and irrigation systems. And so they'll go out and they'll map all the irrigation systems for the superintendent and the grounds crew, so that they can mark them and they know exactly where they are. And then if they ever have any remodels, or they're redoing sandboxes or, you know, bunkers or whatever it is, they know exactly where everything is so that they don't hit any
Hmm.
irrigation system as well. So it's pretty wild. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Um, especially
We need drones out there looking for slow players or people doing the wrong things on the golf course. Uh,
there should be. There definitely should be.
yeah. If you see
I've
that drone coming, it's kind of like the Marshall, right? You better pick it
Right.
up.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen some deliver beverages to people on the course, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned, and that's something you and I talked about a little bit. You've built out this brokerage network where you have people all over the country, right? Where um, clients or prospective clients can now reach out to you and you say, hey, I got a guy, or I've got, you know, a few of these guys. So you kind of pre-qualify and provide a service to these, you know, people that are looking for drone work, a service of qualified drone pilots, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Our motto is that we don't find, we don't send your job to the masses. Like we find the right pilot for your specific job. Like if you're a golf course that doesn't want to pay for me to travel, right? Like I'll find someone close that is really good at golf or that can fit in your budget or that can do what you need to do, right? If you need thermal imaging, someone with a little DJI mini is not going to be your pilot, right? Like if you need mapping, whatever it is, like finding the right pilot for their job so it's done right the first time and they're getting the data they need, and it fits their budget and their project scope.
Are
Yeah.
you getting drone pilots MAP certified?
Map certified.
Yeah. No, like MAP certified
Oh, right.
that they can.
We've talked about that. So I do have another. Actually, I built a drone pilot platform, which is called Dronadair. I think you see the sign right there. But like,
Yeah.
so like pilots that are on that platform, we kind of vet and we see once what they have as far as from equipment and just
Right.
experience and looking at that, and then kind of know and can pre-qualify them based on that criteria to make sure that they're a suitable pilot for certain clients.
You're doing drone school too?
We partner with Drone Launch Academy on a lot of our stuff.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily dive into the education side, but we have a really good relationship with Drone Launch Academy.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, for somebody out there that's listening to this that says, "Man, I like drones. I like the thought of doing it." Like, are you still looking for people all over, and how would
Yeah.
they reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple ways. I mean, depending on what they're looking for, right? If they're looking at starting a business and they're looking at growing and what maybe is a hobby right now to their side hustle into more of a full time, sign up on Dronadair. It's a platform that you can kind of do everything from you can create a website on it, you can create a landing page, you can create packages, get paid, have a client portal, upload your files, all of that basically kind of eliminates your back end office work and just a lot of the business type stuff where, it takes a lot of time to piece it all together. The platform does it all in one spot. So, yeah, that what I would say would be the first stop there, or reach out to me directly. I'm happy to help and consult on anything for just for the fun of it and helping people grow.
I didn't even know I was going to get a part-time job today. This is great.
Well,
I've got a drone.
you
I'm
gotta
going to go
dust off
charge
that
my drone.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
got
go charge my drone today. Like,
yeah.
But it is important though for those that are out there that want to do stuff like that to get the proper licensing and certification. Correct.
Yep, absolutely. Part 107 certified. Gotta have it. We can't hire anybody without it.
shoot.
But hey, there's a course on our site. It's very easy to use, very easy to take. It's almost too easy, I would say, for people to get it. So if you're thinking about making money with drones, just take the course.
Yeah, I love it. Do you remember? And let's shift back to golf a little bit because you love it, we love it. Do you remember the first course that you flew a drone on?
It's a good question. Honestly, I don't. I would have to think back to. I should probably know this, to be honest with you. I'm looking at the balls. I have a full rack of golf balls right in front of me, which I need to put on this back wall. But I'm looking at that, like try to look at a course because I usually try to get balls from every course that I drone. I think it was a local one around where I'm at here. Um, I also love trading services. I'm just a big proponent of like, hey, if I'm gonna pay for this anyway, like I don't do it a whole lot for golf as much as I used to now, as in the past, but like I think that first one was actually because they had no idea what I was gonna do for them. I was just like, hey, let's trade a membership. You're 10 minutes down the road. Like, let's trade a membership for golf for the summer, and I'll just show you what I can do. Selfishly get a lot of content for golf side too, but I think it's like a local one here. It's called Fairways of Woodside, I believe it was.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so you have memberships all over the country then, you're saying, right?
Right.
No, I can't pay the bills off of trading anymore. So, or playing golf, all the time. My wife would be like, "You just going to play golf again for free, or what? What's going on?"
It's
Yeah.
work. It's work, honey.
Yeah,
It's
it's
work.
exactly. It can write it off.
Yeah.
Write off people, David. Come on.
Pars and bogeys don't pay the bills, right?
No, yeah, exactly.
Yep. Oh, very nice. Well, so talk about when you do have a client in the golf space. let's say Sand Valley, and they say, Cody, we want you to come out. We want you to do your thing. What are you looking to do? Like, how do you best show off a course, a resort, to, I guess, for them to then use it in a marketing piece or to entice people to come check out what they have going on?
Yeah. I mean, at first I look at the course, like, what do they have to offer? Like, right? Like, Sand Valley is not like every other
Right.
Joe Schmo place out there. So they have a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff that you can show off there. So in the golf space, there's a lot of ways to do it, right? You can do just aerial photos and videos of the holes and just kind of get a little overview and, that type of stuff. But I kind of take usually a deeper dive of like what the amenities are, what are the stuff, if it is a travel course, like what's in the area as well. Like a lot of people don't think about that as like a marketing piece of what to do in the area, right? Sand Valley, we wouldn't have a whole lot because it's in the middle of Wisconsin, in the middle of nowhere, and they want you to stay on property because
And why would you leave?
exactly, you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to leave. But we've done, local attraction type videos, things like that, which are people don't think of as something to do. A lot of hole flyovers. We'll do graphics as well with hole flyovers, so you have like a little tracker of like how far that bunker is or what's the tee shot from here, green slopes, elevations, things like that. One thing that we've gotten a little bit more into over the years since the Ryder Cup, because we did the Ryder Cup FPV stuff, built a team out for that, and flew through the clubhouse, into the locker rooms, through the grandstands, pumped in like crowd noise, and flew around the trophy. We had 30 minutes with the trophy at the Ryder Cup, and they're like, all right, gotta nail it. And we're like, all right, we got 3 takes, maybe. Got it on the second take, but we did 3 flights just for the fun of it. But FPV is something too that's awesome to show off full spaces of clubhouses and locker rooms and just new perspectives on courses that people don't see very often these days. Really?
What
Go
what's
ahead.
FPV for those of us that don't know?
Right. First person view.
Okay.
So you wear goggles like this or different ones. These are my retired ones, but
You're a
you know,
fighter pilot.
you're a fighter pilot, right? Just we have home built ones that they're a little bit more mobile than like a DJI Avata or something like that. But you can fly through really tight spaces and indoors and very safely because the propellers are in ducts. So they hit something, they just kind of bounce off of them. But
I don't know. Whenever I look at the instructions, it says don't fly indoors.
Right.
well, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, definitely don't.
Yeah.
FPV is a whole nother animal. It takes a lot of time and effort, and it's not like a normal drone, right? Where if you just hover, it just stays there. It's got GPS on it. It's got obstacle avoidance, and FPV has none of that. If you
Really?
if you let off of the joystick, it's gonna fall to the ground. If you hit right, and it'll just keep barrel rolling the whole entire time. So it allows you, once you get good at it, it allows you that like crazy maneuverability. And I mean, I could fly through my arm right here and be completely fine, right? If you watch the Ryder Cup one, we flew through a $200,000 Beamer window to start the video, and then out the window, up the clubhouse, down a trellis, like in through this little area. And I mean, it's a really cool piece, but you can kind of see some of the capabilities of what it is.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you
Hey, go ahead, Jonathan.
Well, I was just thinking through, like, does that mean you're doing shots? I know I saw a shot a long time ago, like Tom Brady or something following the football. Do you do like the golf
That's fake.
shots?
The
It's
football.
not fake.
The golf shot was
The
fake.
golf
Yeah.
Oh, the
shot was
golf
fake.
shot's
The
fake?
golf shot's fake.
You've
Well, that one
ruined.
was.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm ruined because
But yes.
I just thought I assume everything's real. Like I
Yeah.
look at stuff. My daughter's just like, that's AI. I'm like, it's probably not. Abraham Lincoln really did play football.
Yes. With his top hat on.
Yeah, that's right.
So what are the challenges of running a business like this?
I think it's just nowadays, I feel like it's the competitive nature of it, right? Like golf, since
Because you got guys like Jonathan that'll do it for less than you will,
that'll
right?
do
Yeah.
it for nothing, right?
Yeah, I
One
got a
ra-
drone.
Drone and a round of golf.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
show it to you on my iPhone. It'll be great.
yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll
Yeah,
be
it's amazing.
completely, worth, spending nothing on it, right?
That's right.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's a great line.
I mean, when I first started, it wasn't the crazy competition, right? So, like, we grew pretty fast and was able to build a brand and kinda get into it pretty fast, but the golf space now is, I mean, since COVID is just blown up, like, people love golf, and then YouTube golf and everything else is just taking the world by storm with golf. So it's put a lot more competition in that space, which is why I still do other industries and have other businesses and areas of income. But yeah, I think it is just finding your niche and kind of knowing like, hey, if I'm really good at video editing, or if I'm really love nerding out on like data and orthomosaic mapping, or a certain industry where maybe you came from construction, boom, like you speak that language, you know those people, you know how to get to them and what their challenges are. I think it's finding your way into that area and that industry that can make you successful. But other than that, it's just like running any other business. It's just finding the obstacles and busting them down and uh, trying to innovate.
How much of this are you doing on your own? Because you have productions in your name. So
Yeah,
clearly the production value for a construction site is going to be a little bit different than say the Ryder Cup. Uh, so
yeah,
I'm assuming you're not a one man band in the sense of like you're running the drone and then you bring it back and then you cut the tape and then you're setting it up and you're storyboarding and everything else. You've got a
yeah.
team that you've put together for this.
Yeah, so I have a full team of editors. I have a team behind me as well that just kind of helps me in a lot of different areas of the business. But again, like uh, people say to these days, it's like, hey, contracting versus not. I started the business, well, I transitioned when I pivoted to that broker model of contracting.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe I've become successful, is finding those right people that can still do what they do at a high level and do things that they love, but then also be on my team. So a lot of my people are contracted. They're 1099s. I mean, I use them for obviously a lot of stuff, but I kind of took the other route of not hiring a ton of people internally and contracting out quite a bit.
Yeah, well, that's good. You build a good team around you that of people that you can call on when you need help doing projects. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
collaboration, man. We talk about it all the time in the golf space with whatever you do. Like if you can collaborate and work with people that one you like, but two are really good at what they do,
Hmm.
then together you can make something a whole lot better.
Absolutely. I always say collaboration over competition. I mean, it's how you grow and you win together. So, I love it.
Yeah, and golf is, we found that, I mean, like, hanging out with you guys at Sand Valley, like, I mean, golf is such a good space. I mean, I think 99.9% of the people that we talk to, like, we're like, man, love to tee it up with those guys or those people or whatever else. We might have found one that we're like, meh, I think we're
Yeah.
good.
Right.
But a majority of the time, you're like, this is just such a good community, and it's a small community too. Like, even though there seems like there's a lot of people, like you'll overlap and run into people like you guys and Jeff Marsh there at Sand Valley and others that, again, are really good at what they do. And if you can find ways to work together, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. I mean, relative, and I say there's a lot of competition, but relatively, like you're one person away from knowing someone else, right? Like it is very tight knit for the most part, community, and um, I just love to see how it's been growing so fast. So over the last 5 years, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's a lot of fun. Well,
yeah.
what's next for you guys?
Well, I hop on a flight here in 2 days to go down to Florida to shoot a golf tournament, but you know, I hope to hopefully just keep expanding the golf. I love the golf side of things. For me personally, just traveling. I was able to go to Cabot, St. Lucia this year, and a lot of others. Unfortunately, I'm not going back to Hawaii for the Century Tournament of Champs because of all of the disaster going on there right
They
now.
don't want drone coverage of that right now.
It's so sad, man. It's so
Yeah.
sad. I mean, Hawaii is like a second home to me. I had an aunt and uncle that lived there for like 8 years. I stayed there for a summer with them. Hawaii's tattooed down my side. Like I love Hawaii and Lahaina. I was there 2 weeks before it burned to the ground last time, and it's sad to see that what's going on there, and hopefully they can get that all figured out. But just traveling, hopefully going to more tournaments, more courses. And doing a lot more stuff in the industry. Looking at some other stuff in the industry. I don't want to say too much of like
Yeah.
certain add-ons to our services that we're doing that I've seen nobody else do. Yeah, I'm just excited to kind of keep growing the golf side of my business personally and as well as the brokerage side.
You make sure to take your wife with you in the winter months from Wisconsin to the Florida side.
She's a teacher, so
Oh,
she gets a lot of the summer trips. She got to go
yeah,
to St. Lucia with me for a week, which she was super excited about.
yeah.
She is coming to Florida with me. She took off one day. We're leaving red eye on Thursday night and
Yeah.
coming for 3 days, and then I'm working for three. So she'll come on as many of them as she can throughout the winter months. But yeah,
She's she's a consultant, so it's a tax write-off.
exactly right. Yeah.
I
She's
love it.
she's she's
They,
always wanted to do it.
yeah, real quick, you mentioned doing golf tournaments and stuff. Are you contracting with networks to do some of the live, like drone photography or videos that they're doing,
So I
like
haven't
during play?
yeah, so for, like, this one, it's more of a private,
Okay,
event, that I'm doing on this one. I haven't gotten into a lot of the private stuff or I mean, the network stuff other than the
okay,
Ryder Cup. We know I did a lot of stuff for the Ryder Cup because it was so close to me and whatnot. Yeah, this one is more of a private courses, I should say, that they're doing a big tournament, so,
yeah,
It's a
doing
member
it
guest at the most exclusive golf course in
yeah,
Florida.
well,
So, just going down to
there's
Florida
a
for a
company
couple
that
days.
owns, like, a ton of private courses,
Right.
and they have, like, all of their, member guests that, have qualified for this big
Oh,
end of the
wow.
year tournament.
That's
I
So,
pretty
love it.
cool.
I love
yeah,
it. Now,
yeah,
when you say Ryder Cup, just to throw it out there, you're talking about the one at Whistling Straits, correct?
correct, yep.
So for future U.S. captains and the U.S. team that are putting this together, the last Ryder Cup that the U.S. won, Cody was there.
Yeah, I was
That's right.
there.
He
I
needs
was
to
there.
be at every Ryder Cup.
Not
So
Absolutely.
superstitious, but a little
Yes,
no,
stitious.
he
I
needs
love
to
it.
be a part of the team.
Exactly. We need to get that, back on US soil so we can hoist that trophy again. It was
Absolutely. Well, I think you and your wife would enjoy, a couple weeks at Adair Manor there in Ireland. So
absolutely.
might as well start with the road show. Let's win the next one on the road,
No
and
doubt.
then yeah, no doubt. Well, we ask all of our guests to talk about or share the story of your most memorable golf shot.
Mm. I mean, we kind of already touched on mine probably, just because 'cause it's got a special place in my heart at Whistling, because I was there. Uh, but, uh, I won't say the Straits because we already talked about that. That's probably one, but I'll give you another one, and it'll be it's Kapalua for sure. You know, beautiful spot. I mean, just amazing. Coming up that 18th tee, just looking over the ocean, you see the island out in the foreground there, the background, and it's just stunning views everywhere, right? Um, I would say Cabot though, St. Lucia is probably right up there. Like, it's sad that that course is private because it is stunning. Like, I think did I text you that video? Because I know we were talking about it at Sedge, um,
Maybe.
but I'll have to send it to you. I mean, it's just incredible. Like, everywhere you look is just a sight
Yeah.
to yeah, it's fantastic. So, a lot of shoreline, right on the ocean there and whatnot, but
I hear the Cabot folks do it pretty good.
they do
Yeah.
it pretty well. Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. Yeah, they got quite a few good ones now.
Yeah, that's we talked with a good friend Brandon and his is the one the Cape Breton,
Yep.
Cabot Cape Breton up in Nova Scotia. That's kind of his bucket list, like where he really, really wants to go. And we told him we'd be happy to go with him. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I was close by. I actually went by Cabot Highlands back in early August, but did not play it. But got to see a little bit of driving by. So
Yeah. Yeah, and they got Citrus Farms too now, which
I
is it
know.
looks fantastic. Yeah, they do a really good job. There's no doubt about that. It's I think they're just gonna keep going with it too, but um pretty
Love it.
fun. Pretty
Yeah.
fun courses for sure.
Yep.
Well, another thing we like to do is what we call the quick nine, just a few short questions back and forth. First one is, what is the favorite course that you've ever played?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cabot. I'm gonna go with Cabot, St. Lucia. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I played really well too, which probably helps.
That does help.
That helps a lot.
With like range balls, no glove, rental clubs, and I'm like, see what? Like golf doesn't have to be this hard, and it's like
Right.
you just played one of the better rounds this year
You can
because
shoot 112 anywhere.
I'm not thinking about it. Yeah, right. If I shot 112, I would have walked off and I'd be like, "Hey, you don't need to pay me. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm already in the misery." Oh yeah,
Oh man, did you
yeah.
turn around and buy those rental clubs?
No, I should have. You know, it's funny. They were P790s, and I was like, went on eBay like 2 days later, try to buy some.
Yeah.
Got almost got scammed. The guy like emailed me. He's like, "Oh, you need to ask for a refund. They got damaged." And I was like, "No, you're scamming me." I was like, "Give me a
Yeah.
refund." But
Yep.
yeah, I didn't pull the trigger yet, but I will soon, I'm sure.
Nice. All right. What course is at the top of your bucket list?
Probably, I mean, I definitely want to get out to Pebble, and still, Bandon and rodeo and all out there. It's a trip that I know I love Sand Valley so much that I'm gonna love Bandon as
Yeah.
well. It's not probably the typical ones that people say like right off the bat, but like it's just that resort feel, and you're just when you're there, like it's just golf, and like that's what I love is like I want to be somewhere, and I just want to be around people that love golf, and like I'm there to do that and only that. Like I don't want to be dragged away somewhere else to go eat at this restaurant I don't give a crap about. Like let's just eat golf and just be there, and experience everything there. So probably I would say those two are probably on the top of my list.
What is the best course that no one knows about?
It's a good one. I'm gonna probably stick in Wisconsin, and I'm gonna go with a public track in Wisconsin,
There you go.
and I'm gonna go with Washington County. Um, awesome track, Links
Gonna have to
Golf.
look it up. Yeah.
Links Golf. It's like $50 or $60 to play. Um, and it's fantastic. Like it's always in amazing shape. Really, really fun track, difficult, but like playable if you can score and you can manage your way around it. But like when people come to Wisconsin, they play the big three, right? They play the straights, they play Sand Valley, and they play Erin Hills. And it's smack dab in the middle of all three of them. So it's one that I think a lot of people would enjoy, and it's got great value.
Sounds great.
Love it. All right. Who's in your dream foursome?
Dream foursome. Oh wow, I would say Michael Jordan, because I have a Michael Jordan tattoo on my leg, and little side story, and I don't know if I should tell this or not, but I'm going to anyway. He was at Cabot like 2 weeks before I was there, and potentially was gonna be there, or whatever. They're like, "Hey, if you see him, don't approach him." And I'm like, so I shouldn't have him sign my Michael Jordan tattoo and just pull
Right.
down my pants to show him it on my quad.
I
But
thought you were going to say it was somewhere else. I'm really glad it's just your quad.
yeah, yeah, just right on my butt cheek. No, right on the quad. Stupid 17-year-old kid. But anyway, I would say Michael Jordan, for sure, just because I'm a big Jordan fan growing up, and I think that would be awesome. I'd probably go. I mean, it's hard to not put Tiger in there just because how dominant and amazing he is. As you can see, I'm going athletes to this point, so maybe I should change it up with they're good. I never really thought of this
Yeah.
honestly. I'm stumped. I don't know.
Just the random fourth, because it'll be a good story.
Yeah, let's put a random. Let's do a contest and bring a random fourth because they'll have an amazing time as well.
You could raise some money to
I
get
bet.
a random fourth for that one. Yeah.
I bet you could.
Might think of one here while you got the rest of the questions.
All right. Our next question is, what is your walk-up song to the first tee?
Oof. What Spins My World Around by Jordan Davis. Big country fan. Just went to a
Yep.
Jordan Davis concert last weekend, so it's like he's on my
Nice.
mind.
Yep.
Nice. Favorite club in the bag?
My 52 degree.
52 degree.
Yep. If I get to 125, 130, and I have a 52 degree in my hand, I'm happy.
I was just about to
There you
ask,
go.
what's your stock yardage for that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine's like 130 to 25. It just depends. I didn't mean 130 to 125. I meant 130 or 25.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
A lot of that's execution
Wanna
too, though.
clarify
I was
that.
like, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I had. Yeah.
No, we're gonna clarify.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite snack on the golf course?
I would have to say like trail mix. I just love, I don't know, trail mix. The granola bars at the Straits, though, you can't beat them. I mean, they're just awesome. Only eat one of them because they're packed with a lot of butter, but they are delicious.
Homemade.
Homemade. Yep.
So we ate well while we were at Sand Valley as well.
And it's economical there too. That's what it's
yeah.
dollar tacos, $2
That
Italian beef.
Italian beef sandwich.
Oh my God. I the only regret is I didn't get another one.
I know.
That was the problem.
All right. Favorite golf course logo?
There's a lot of good ones out there, honestly. I'm looking at my balls right here, checking them out again. I'm gonna go. Geez, I'm just such a homer. The Straits logo. Do you know the story behind the Straits logo,
Maybe not the full story.
or like just what people have come to say that it's Herb Kohler's face in the logo?
Is it? Not just
So,
the.
if
That's
you
funny.
look at that, and then there's like wispy, it's very curly, and it kind of shows the wind, and
Yeah, it's a
know,
guy like blowing the wind, or yeah.
yeah. So like, I think there's a lot of great hidden meaning in it because like people don't know. Maybe Herb Kohler started Kohler Company, very uh, influential figure in the area in the golf space, and he was a really good guy too. So like, I feel like that would be probably, again, I'm showing my cards here
I
that
was
I
going
am
to say, I
a
thought this is
Wisconsin
just
boy through and through.
Wisconsin podcast now, apparently.
I mean, we need more love, man. Wisconsin's an awesome state for golf.
I enjoyed my time there.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. Finish this sentence. The best part of golf is?
The camaraderie. Yeah. Just meeting people, hanging out. Doesn't have to be talking about golf, but it can be just whatever, just kind of learning about people, and like this, we connected and sharing stories, and you never know where it's going to take you.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
it's fun, and we don't remember any of the scores. We might remember a few of the shots we had that day, but yeah, made new friends, and yeah, and connections where we hope to get together again soon. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Cody, tell everybody where to find Map and the other things you have going on.
Yeah, I mean, you can find it on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Midwest Aerial Productions. My personal is Cody Retlich on Instagram. The Google will bring it to every single social platform that we have. Dronadair.com too is great for anybody that's looking for, starting a drone business. If you're into hunting, 262 Pursuit as well. That's my hunting business. So doing some stuff there as well in the content and hunting space. So
there you go. Well,
yeah.
The man of many talents and many businesses. So, Cody, this has been a lot of fun, man. We appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll tee it up again soon.
Let's do it. Well, for Cody and Jonathan, this is Robbie. You guys have been listening to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast.